Hello, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the three common mistakes we do during writing down the ionic equations. Okay, so first of all, we know that anything that exists in solid nature, you are not going to write down any kind of a charge on that substance. Let's say sodium. Okay, if S is written with it, you are never ever going to put a positive charge on the sodium. Okay, for the water thing, if L is written with any substance, you are not going to convert it into the respective ions. It's a covalent compound and you are not going to split it. Okay, any other substance, for example, let's say a gas, they mention substance with that physical state G, you are not going to split this thing into the respective ions. It's like a big no. Okay, now let's discuss something. Let's try to write down some ionic equation. So sodium is going to react with acid HCl and going to give you a salt NaCl plus a hydrogen gas liberated. Now the physical state. The sodium is solid, HCl, which is an aqueous, NaCl, a soluble salt in water, so you will write down AQ with it. Hydrogen is a gas and it's going to move out from the solution. Okay, these are the physical state. Now let's think about the steps again. We know that solid, you are not going to write down any charge on that substance. So you will write down the Na as it is, okay, without any charge, plus acid. You know that as soon as the acid dissolve in water, it will split into the two ions, hydrogen ion, okay, and Cl ion. But there is a mistake in the main equation. And what is that mistake? You haven't balanced it and you are writing down the ions. So what you need to do, you need to raise this thing again. You need to balance the equation. Okay. Now it's balanced. Okay. Everything is balanced. Now you will write down the ionic equation. So again, sodium is in solid state, so no way to write down any charge on the sodium. Okay, you will write down the sodium as it is. For the HCl, there are this coefficient 2 represent there are two HCl molecule in the solution. So you will split the HCl into the respective ion. One HCl molecule will produce one hydrogen ion. Two HCl are going to produce two hydrogen ion. So you will write down the 2 here. What about the chloride? Obviously, there will be 2 chloride from each HCl molecule. Now, the product side. On the product side, you are seeing NaCl, which is aqueous. So you will write down sodium ions. There are 2 sodium ions with a plus sign because there are 2 NaCl molecules plus 2 chloride ion. And what about the hydrogen? Well, how you are going to write down the hydrogen? Look at the physical state. It's just gas. So you will write down it as it is, gas. Now the next step, net ionic equation. So how you are going to write down the net ionic equation? You will cut down everything that's similar on both sides. Or we can use the word identical. Okay, same species with same number, same charges. Okay, so chloride is same on both side. What about the sodium? Well, there is a sodium on the reactant side, but there is no positive charge. So you are going to not going to cut this sodium with plus sign with this sodium without any charge. What about the hydrogen? There is a hydrogen ion on the reactant side, but there is no hydrogen ion on the product side. Well, there is a hydrogen gas, but there is no hydrogen ion. So you are not going to cut these two things. So you are going to write down the equation as it is. So 2 sodium with a physical like solid state plus 2 hydrogen ion. Okay, and they are going to give you 2 sodium ions in the product side. Okay, and hydrogen gas. Okay, with any ions you are going to write down the physical state aqueous. Remember this thing? Okay, now that's our final net ionic equation. Okay, what is that thing? Net ionic equation. Now let's recap the common mistakes again. So the first mistake is The student split the solid substance into the ions as well. Never do this thing. Always split the aqueous substance. Okay, the substance that are soluble in water or with whom we have write down AQ. Okay, what's the second mistake? Never cut down the species that are same on both sides, but like in the this example, the one we have done, this example is sodium ions and sodium metal. Okay, both are same in term of element, but the charge is not same. It's 0 and here it's +1. So you are not going to cut these two things. Okay. Now the last thing is always write down the ionic equation. Okay. Cut only identical species. That's the main thing you need to remember. And the third point is you need to remember that always write down the net ionic equation after cutting down the spectator ion. Okay. Well, if you remember all these 3 points, you are good to go.